Chosen one, your absence became their curse. Now they are drowning in regret for what they did. Do not scroll away from this moment, because what I am about to reveal is tied to your restoration and a shift that cannot be delayed. Your absence became their curse because when they pushed you away, mocked you, or betrayed you, they removed the grace I placed upon their lives through you. They did not realize that the peace, favor, and covering they enjoyed were flowing from my hand through your presence. Now they are drowning in regret for what they did, because the light they rejected was the very light holding back their darkness. If you receive this truth, comment, Amen. I am speaking plainly so you understand what is happening behind the scenes. When they chose pride over love and cruelty over honor, they stepped out from under a blessing they did not even know existed. You were not ordinary in their story. You were a carrier of my mercy, my patience, and my protection in that environment. The moment you were removed, what remained was the weight of their own choices without the shield I had quietly provided through you. Listen carefully, because this is not about revenge. This is about divine consequence and divine justice working together. I did not need to strike them down. Their own actions created a vacuum that exposed their weaknesses and stirred regret in their hearts. They are now facing storms that your presence once calmed. Within you there has been pain, confusion, and even nights where you questioned your worth. But I never left you. I was repositioning you while allowing truth to surface in their lives. Your absence is not a loss in my kingdom, it is a reset, and it is the beginning of elevation. If this word is reaching you deeply, pause for a moment and like the video as a sign that you are ready for the shift I am bringing into your life. You must understand that regret is already working on their conscience. They are replaying conversations, remembering your kindness, and realizing the stability you brought. What they once dismissed as weakness, they now recognize as strength. What they called ordinary, they now see was rare. I did not remove you to punish them. I removed you to protect you and to reveal hearts. When hearts are revealed, destinies are clarified. You were never meant to shrink, to fit in spaces that could not honor your value. There is a reason you felt pushed out instead of embraced. The anointing on your life exposed insecurities around you. Some people cannot celebrate what they secretly envy, so they attack what they cannot become. Their regret is not random, it is the result of realization. They are seeing that since you left, things have not flowed the same way. Opportunities slowed down, peace became fragile, unity turned into tension. But this is not your burden to carry. You are not responsible for fixing what they broke. You are responsible for walking forward in the freedom I am placing in your hands. I want you to declare your trust right now. Comment 1111. As they sit in regret, I am lifting you into clarity. You thought your absence meant rejection. I am telling you it was divine separation. I do not remove my chosen ones without purpose. You were a covering in that space. You prayed when no one knew. You forgave when others would have retaliated. You endured when quitting would have been easier. When you walked away or were pushed away, something shifted spiritually. The shield lifted. Not because I am cruel, but because grace rejected cannot be forced. They are now confronting the emptiness where your loyalty once stood. They are seeing the contrast between what you offered and what they replaced you with. And the comparison is heavy. This is why you must not go back out of pity. Regret in others does not always equal transformation. Some will regret losing you, but not change enough to value you if you return. I am teaching you discernment in this season. Your absence revealed their dependence on your grace. Now you must see your own dependence on me alone. You are not forgotten. You are not discarded. You are being elevated into rooms where your presence will be honored, not tolerated. The pain you felt was real. The tears were real. But so is the restoration that is forming. I am restoring your confidence. I am restoring your sense of identity. I am restoring your joy. They may reach out. They may attempt to reconnect. They may even admit their wrongs. But you must let me lead you. You must understand something deeply. Your presence carried a spiritual atmosphere. When you walked into a room, tension eased, even if no one acknowledged it. When you spoke, wisdom flowed, even if they acted like it was ordinary. When you forgave, mercy covered more than you realized. Now that you are gone, that atmosphere is gone too. Conversations that once ended in peace now end in conflict. Plans that once flowed smoothly now collapse under pressure. They are realizing that you were not the problem, you were the protection. This is why their regret feels overwhelming to them. It is not just emotional regret, it is the realization that they mishandled someone chosen by me. They are confronting the truth that they let pride lead them to push away a blessing. But I need you to stay focused on what I am doing in you. Do not let their regret distract you from your growth. I am strengthening your spirit in this season. I am teaching you how to stand firm without needing validation from those who once overlooked you. Why are so many people saying this CIA ritual changed their life in only 7 seconds? This leaked CIA method is powerful and effective. A short brainwave technique, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people move from broke to prosperous. Dream homes, cars, and trips are becoming possible. But this video could be taken down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone. There were moments when you wondered if you were too sensitive, too intense, too different. You questioned whether you should have stayed silent or tried harder to be understood. I am telling you now, you were exactly who I created you to be. The discomfort they felt was not because you were wrong. It was because your light exposed what they were unwilling to face within themselves. As their regret deepens, clarity is rising within you. You are starting to see patterns you ignored before. You are recognizing how often you carried more than your share. You are noticing how you poured out love while receiving crumbs in return. This awareness is not meant to make you bitter, it is meant to make you wise. Wisdom will guard your heart in the next season. Wisdom will help you recognize who is assigned to walk with you and who was only meant to learn from you. Some of them are replaying your last conversations. They remember the warnings you gave in kindness. They remember the support you offered without condition. They are beginning to understand that what they dismissed as nagging was actually concern, and what they labeled as weakness was actually depth. Their regret is teaching them what your presence truly meant. But your focus must remain on what I am building ahead of you. I am not bringing you back to a place that broke you. I am bringing you into spaces that will value your obedience and your heart. Do not mistake silence from them as indifference. Some are too ashamed to reach out. Some are wrestling with pride that has not yet fully surrendered. But I am working even in their silence. You may hear about their struggles. You may see signs that things are not going well for them. Let compassion fill your heart, but do not step outside of my will to rescue them. You are not called to fix consequences. I allowed for growth. I am teaching you boundaries in this season. Boundaries are not rejection. Boundaries are protection. When you honor the boundaries I place around you, you honor the value I have assigned to you. Your absence became their wake-up call. They are realizing that loyalty like yours is rare. Integrity like yours is uncommon. Faith like yours is powerful. While they process regret, I am preparing reward. Reward does not always look like applause. Sometimes it looks like peace that cannot be shaken. Sometimes it looks like new opportunities appearing without struggle. I am aligning you with people who will not feel threatened by your strength. I am aligning you with hearts that will celebrate your growth instead of competing with it. You will not have to shrink in these new spaces. You will not have to explain your worth. There is a shift happening in your spirit. You feel less desperate to be understood. You feel more anchored in who you are. That is my hand steadying you. I know the nights you cried when it first happened. I saw the disappointment that sat heavy in your chest. I heard the prayers where you asked why things ended the way they did. Now you are starting to see the answer. I was removing you before deeper damage could take place. I was closing a door that would have drained you further. I was breaking a cycle that would have delayed your destiny. Their regret is proof that you were never insignificant. If you had been ordinary to them, your absence would not have created this shift. If you had not carried something valuable, they would not feel this loss so intensely. But do not let this become a source of pride. Let it become a source of gratitude. Gratitude that I saw your worth even when they did not. Gratitude that I protected you even when you wanted to stay. I am not finished revealing the fullness of your calling. The pain you endured refined you. The rejection strengthened you. The separation clarified you. As they drown in regret, you are learning to breathe freely again. You are rediscovering joy without walking on eggshells. You are finding peace without constantly defending yourself. This is what freedom feels like. It may still feel unfamiliar, but it is real. I am healing parts of you that you thought would always ache. There will come a moment when they fully understand what they lost. Some may try to reconnect when they see your growth. Some may attempt to speak kindly after realizing their mistakes. Before that moment comes, I need you rooted in my truth. You are chosen, you are covered, you are guided. Your absence was not the end of your story, it was the turning point. Keep walking forward. Keep trusting my timing. I am turning what felt like rejection into elevation and what looked like loss into undeniable favor. Now they are facing instability without understanding at first where it began. They blamed circumstances. They blamed others. They even blamed you for a while. But slowly, reality is settling in, and they are seeing the connection between your absence and the unraveling around them. I want you to recognize something important. You were not just emotionally supportive, you were spiritually positioned. I had placed you there with purpose, even if you did not fully see it at the time. Your presence carried restraint, wisdom, and unseen intercession. There were conflicts that never escalated because you diffused them. There were decisions that did not collapse because you prayed over them. There were dangers that did not manifest because you stood in the gap quietly. When they rejected you, they rejected that covering. They thought they were only removing a person. They did not realize they were removing a shield. Do not allow this to harden your heart. I am not revealing this so you can feel superior. I am revealing it so you understand your value and never again tolerate being treated as optional. You were never optional. You were essential in that season. And when a blessing is treated as disposable, consequences follow. What is really behind the 7-second brain technique that is creating new millionaires? A surprising CIA leak has revealed a short brain ritual that is helping normal people erase debt and attract serious wealth. With validation from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into a better life. Homes, cars, and vacations are becoming reality. But the government could remove this at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. Their regret is deepening because they are starting to see patterns. They are noticing how often you were right. They are remembering how often you warned gently. They are realizing that what they labeled as overthinking was discernment. Discernment unsettles people who prefer comfort over truth. You carried truth in your spirit. Even when you were quiet, your presence challenged mediocrity. This is why they felt both drawn to you and threatened by you. Light attracts, but it also exposes. Some wanted the warmth of your light without accepting the exposure that came with it. When you were gone, the exposure remained, but the warmth left. That is why regret feels so heavy now. They miss what you brought, even if they struggle to admit it openly. Meanwhile, I am reshaping your confidence. I am removing the false guilt that tried to attach itself to you. You have carried responsibility for things that were never yours to fix. You tried to hold relationships together. You tried to be patient beyond reason. You tried to understand behavior that did not deserve endless explanation. Now I am teaching you that love does not require self-abandonment. Loyalty does not require self-sacrifice to the point of damage. Compassion does not require you to stay where you are dishonored. Your absence was not cruelty. It was obedience. Even if you did not consciously label it that way, you stepped away because your spirit could not tolerate what was happening any longer. That inner discomfort was my warning to you. That heaviness was my signal that the season had shifted. You felt it before you could articulate it. They are now feeling what you felt then: confusion, instability, a sense that something is not right. The difference is that you listened when the discomfort came. They ignored it until consequences forced reflection. I do not delight in their struggle. I delight in transformation. Regret can be the doorway to humility if they allow it. But whether they transform or not, you must keep moving forward. You are entering a new chapter that requires a stronger version of you. I am building resilience in you. I am teaching you to stand without seeking constant reassurance. There were times when you doubted yourself because they minimized your perspective. They questioned your instincts. They made you feel dramatic for sensing danger or imbalance. Now you are learning to trust what I place inside you. Your discernment is not drama. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is awareness sharpened by experience. As their regret deepens, they may begin to reach out indirectly. You may hear through others that they speak of you differently now. You may sense a shift in their tone if communication resumes. Be cautious, not cynical. There is a difference. Caution protects your growth. Cynicism poisons your peace. I am not asking you to hold grudges. I am asking you to hold boundaries. Boundaries will guard the peace I am restoring in you. You have noticed something recently. Your mind feels clearer. Your energy feels lighter. Even though you faced pain, there is a quiet strength forming in you. That strength is my work. I am turning wounds into wisdom. I am turning heartbreak into clarity. They are drowning in regret because they are confronting what they lost. You are rising in strength because you are embracing what you gained. You gained insight. You gained self-respect. You gained deeper reliance on me. The loss they feel is tied to what they mishandled. The growth you feel is tied to what you endured. Never confuse the two. There will be moments when nostalgia tries to pull you backward. You will remember good times. You will remember laughter and connection. Remember also the exhaustion. Remember the nights you questioned your sanity. Remember the way your spirit felt drained. Do not romanticize what I delivered you from. I am not leading you into isolation. I am leading you into alignment. The right people will not feel threatened by your calling. They will recognize it and honor it. You will not have to beg for respect in the next season. You will not have to prove your loyalty repeatedly. Your presence will be welcomed, not tolerated. This is part of the blessing I am unfolding for you. It may not look dramatic from the outside. It may not come with loud announcements. But it will come with peace. And peace is one of my greatest gifts. Their regret may continue to surface in unexpected ways. Let it be a reminder of your worth, not a temptation to return to what limited you. You are chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to grow, willing to trust, willing to walk away when I say it is time. Keep your eyes on me. I am orchestrating outcomes you cannot yet see. Your absence became their curse because they rejected the grace flowing through you. Now they are facing the weight of that rejection. When you were among them, you carried more than your share of the emotional weight. You absorbed tension so others could feel comfortable. You softened your voice so others would not feel challenged. You dimmed your light so others would not feel exposed. That was never my design for you. Your absence forced a mirror in front of them. They are now confronting the gaps you used to fill. They are recognizing how often they leaned on your stability while offering you little in return. They are realizing that what they labeled as ordinary was actually rare. Regret is heavy because it comes with clarity. Clarity shows them what they cannot undo. Words spoken in anger cannot be unsaid. Actions done in pride cannot be erased. Opportunities to honor you cannot be relived. Is it time to try the same CIA secret ritual that is changing lives in seconds? A newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual that is transforming people overnight. Scientifically proven by 4 neuroscience labs, it retrains your mind to attract money naturally. People who were once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and travel. But this secret may not stay online much longer. Click the description and comments now before it is removed. Some of them are wrestling internally. They feel the sting of what they did, but their pride resists full confession. They want relief from guilt without fully surrendering their ego. That tension is part of the drowning you sense. But I am not asking you to watch their struggle with satisfaction. I am asking you to watch with wisdom. Their regret is not your restoration. Your restoration comes from me. You must not measure your worth by how much they miss you. Your worth was established long before they entered your life. I formed you with intention. I placed gifts in you that cannot be reduced by someone else's opinion. As you move forward, I am reshaping how you see absence. You used to view absence as loss. Now you are beginning to see it as liberation. Absence can be a boundary drawn by heaven. You were holding together a structure that had cracks beneath the surface. You were patching holes that were never yours to repair. When you stepped away, the cracks became visible. Do not let guilt whisper that you should have stayed longer. You stayed as long as grace allowed. When the season shifted, I began closing the door in your spirit. There were signs you ignored at first. There were moments when you felt uneasy, but brushed it aside. I was nudging you gently, preparing you for departure. When departure finally happened, it felt abrupt, it felt painful, but it was not random. I do not uproot my chosen ones without planting them somewhere better. While they drown in regret, I am planting you in deeper soil. I am grounding you in confidence that does not depend on applause. I am teaching you to value peace over approval. Peace is becoming more important to you now. You no longer crave chaotic connections just to feel needed. You are learning that being needed is not the same as being valued. They needed what you provided, but they did not value who you were. That difference is what caused the fracture. Now that you are gone, they feel the need but recognize the value too late. That is the weight of regret. You, however, are entering a new awareness. You are starting to notice how your energy returns to you instead of constantly being drained. You are sleeping with less anxiety. You are thinking with greater clarity. This is the fruit of obedience. Obedience does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it looks like walking away quietly. Sometimes it looks like choosing silence over confrontation. You did not leave to punish them. You left because your spirit could no longer thrive there. I am proud of you for choosing growth over comfort. There will be moments when they attempt to rewrite history. They may minimize what happened. They may suggest that things were not as serious as you felt. Trust your memory. Trust the peace you have now as evidence of what you were lacking before. I am healing your perception so you do not fall back into old patterns. I am strengthening your boundaries so they are not easily negotiated. Your absence exposed more than their weakness. It exposed your resilience. You survived the separation. You survived the doubt. You survived the loneliness. Now you are discovering strength you did not know you carried. This strength is not loud, it is steady. It is the kind of strength that does not need to announce itself. You are becoming more grounded in who you are. You are no longer as easily shaken by external opinions. You are no longer desperate to fix what refuses to change. That is growth. While they are drowning in regret, you are learning to swim in freedom. Freedom feels strange at first. You may catch yourself waiting for drama that no longer exists. You may brace for criticism that no longer comes. Slowly, you will relax into the safety I am providing. I am also preparing you for new relationships, not replacements, but upgrades, connections where your presence is recognized as a gift, not taken for granted. You will meet people who do not see your depth as intimidating. They will see it as inspiring. They will not compete with your calling. They will support it. Do not rush this process. Healing takes time. Clarity deepens gradually. The regret unfolding behind you is not meant to pull you backward. It is meant to confirm that you were never insignificant. You mattered. Your absence proves it. But your future will not be built on their regret. It will be built on my promise. I promise to restore what was drained. I promise to surround you with honor. I promise to guard you from repeating cycles. Trust me when I say this chapter is not about revenge, it is about revelation. Revelation of your worth, revelation of their choices, revelation of my protection. You are stepping into a season where you no longer question whether you belong. You will know it. The peace will tell you. The alignment will confirm it. When you were still present in their lives, you were the balance they did not recognize. You absorbed misunderstandings. You carried emotional maturity that kept situations from collapsing. You took the high road more times than anyone acknowledged. Now that you are gone, imbalance has become obvious. The small cracks they ignored have widened. The unresolved issues you used to smooth over are now impossible to hide. They are seeing what happens when integrity is removed from the equation. You were not perfect, but you were sincere. You were not flawless, but you were faithful. That faithfulness was a quiet anchor. They underestimated the power of consistency. They thought your patience would last forever. They assumed your forgiveness would always be available on demand. When they crossed lines repeatedly, they believed you would remain. They mistook your grace for weakness. They mistook your calm for lack of strength. Now they understand the difference. Regret has a way of awakening memory. They are remembering how you defended them when others criticized. They are remembering how you celebrated them even when you were struggling. They are remembering the sacrifices you made that went unseen. Why is the government trying so hard to hide this 7-second brain ritual? A major CIA leak has exposed a short brain practice that is helping ordinary people clear debt and welcome wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning financial struggles into better lives. New homes, vehicles, and vacations are becoming possible. But this secret could be pulled down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Memory can be merciless when clarity arrives. They are confronting the contrast between how you treated them and how they treated you. But listen closely. Their awakening does not require your return. You are not obligated to step back into a place that did not honor your heart. You are not required to soothe guilt that was born from repeated disregard. You are allowed to move forward without resentment. You are allowed to grow without dragging the past behind you. I am strengthening your inner world so that no external voice can destabilize you again. The insecurity that once flared when they doubted you is dissolving. The anxiety that once rose when conflict erupted is losing its grip. You are becoming rooted. Rooted people do not chase approval. Rooted people do not collapse under criticism. Rooted people do not panic when misunderstood. Your absence was painful, but it was also purifying. It stripped away illusions. It revealed dynamics that were unsustainable. You are now able to see patterns you once excused. You can identify manipulation you once rationalized. You can recognize imbalance you once tolerated. This awareness is protection. Some of them are wrestling with the reality that they cannot replace what you brought.